Hi, I'm Jason. I'd like to be your lawyer. If you're a victim of an auto accident, give us a chance to earn your business. See what a difference personal care and low fees make. Give us a call, 888-634-1LAW, or visit us online at onelaw.com.
I'm Bryan Hyde, and I'm telling it like it is. One of the curious blind spots that we conservatives tend to have is we're very good at spotting heavy-handed socialist laws that try to change people's behavior. But we aren't so quick to see the laws that we support that also seek to change people's behavior through the force of law. For instance, just a few days ago in St. George, there was a great big drug bust. Well, let me qualify what I mean by drug bust. Actually, they took about 200 pounds of synthetic cannabis, known as spice, and an unknown amount of bath salts off the streets.
What's bugging you, Murphy?
Drugs. Drugs bug me.
Yeah. Fake pot and bath salts. And the interesting thing was the press release that law enforcement released said, well, we got these dangerous chemicals out of our community, they're off the streets, and therefore we're protecting people from the illegal activities associated with them. Our community is safer. I tend to differ. And here's why. At the root of those laws that sent the police to the smoke shop to take away the spice and the bath salts is a desire to change behavior or to change people through laws. And there's a bit of a problem, and it's a couple of questions that come up that thinking people should be asking themselves. Number one, why would anybody use synthetic marijuana? It's essentially incense treated with dangerous chemicals that produces a marijuana-like effect. Or why would they use bath salts? The answer is because real marijuana is illegal. A naturally occurring substance is made and kept illegal by government. And so because there is a demand for intoxicating substances, people find ways to circumvent it. If it wasn't spice, if it wasn't bath salts, it would be airplane glue, or huffing paint, or huffing gas, or any number of dangerous ways that people get high. The problem is we curtail freedom, everybody's freedom, in that zeal to try to make people stop trying to get high. So that's the first question. Why is there spice? Because pot is illegal. The second question is, does it really make our community safer and shield us from illegal activities? Well, it depends on what your definition of illegal is. You see, laws generally fall into two different categories. You have mala in se laws, which refer to acts that are evil in and of themselves. Things where there's a clear victim, rape, theft, murder, things that we can all agree they actually harm another person. Then you have mala prohibit laws, which are simply an administrative rule that says you can't do that because the state says you can't do that. This is where spice laws and similar laws come into effect. The problem is a person who is sitting in their home peaceably drinking a beer or peaceably smoking a joint, there's really no measurable difference in those acts. But our system of laws treats those two things very differently.
Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell.
One of them is acceptable, one of them is considered a criminal act. Now, there is a place for public law to reach out and to govern personal behavior. Blackstone wrote the commentaries on the laws of England way back when, early 1700s. Our laws are based on the laws of England, so what he has to say has relevance to good government in our time. Here's what he said. He said if a man's vices are kept private, for instance, if he's a drunkard and he keeps it in his bedroom, then public laws have no hold on that man because he's keeping it private, out of the public view. However, when he takes his behavior out into the public, then it has the effect of producing what he called a pernicious effect on society by his bad example. Then public laws can actually apply to that man. So when you have people who are peaceably wanting to indulge in an intoxicating substance, I understand if people disagree with it. I personally disagree with it, and I don't recommend people do it. But I stop short of wanting to use the law to force them to be a certain way. See, there's so much focus in society about how we have to change others. There's a better way, and it's called one improved unit.
What are you talking about, Willis?
Albert J. Nock, who's the author of a book called Our Enemy, the State, offers this solution. He says, instead of trying to micromanage and change everybody else's life, focus on producing one improved unit for society. That means you and me. We focus on improving ourselves, and something incredible happens when we do that. We have what's called the power of attraction, or the power of example. And believe it or not, The only real changes that we can ever inspire in other people for the better come through that power of attraction. See, a society that allows peaceful adults to make their own choices and yet holds them accountable for their behavior, that's a society that's consistent with freedom. A nanny state that wants to force everybody to behave a certain way for their own good is not. It's really that simple. I'm Bryan Hyde. I'm telling it like it is.